What's up guys? In this video, I'm going to show you how to submit your Vibecode app to the App Store. This process might seem hard in the beginning, but it's actually super easy and can be done in like 3 steps. And so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is just create an app that you like in Vibecode. And so I've been working on this app and I think it looks pretty good. And now I want to publish this to the App Store for other people. And so there's 2 different ways to go about that. One way you can do it is to just download the code directly, or you could just SSH into it as well. And this would allow me to make any changes and still see it on the Vibecode app. And so that's what I'm going to do. I made a video before on how to connect your app to like Cursor via SSH. So if you don't know how to do that, you can check that out. And so that's the way I'm going to do it. And so that's very simple. I'm just going to create a new Cursor window, and then just add this command and password as well. Okay, so I have connected via SSH, and I'm going to, okay, here's all my files and the code for this app right here. And you're actually going to need 2 different things before we can go ahead and submit it to the App Store. So the first thing you're going to need is an App Store Connect account. This is a developer account that lets you publish apps to the App Store. And this is from Apple, and it's $99 a year. But I think it's a good value because you can publish unlimited apps afterwards. And I think just the return on investment for that is just, it could be whatever, it could be life-changing. Second thing you're going to need is an Expo account, which is free. And Expo is going to build the app and push it to the App Store for us, so we don't have to do that. And once you set up those 2 accounts, then you're good to go. And you can like publish as many apps as you want after that. And so, yeah, once you have those 2 things done, we're going to head back to the SSH. A lot of this stuff is transferred over from like the Vibecode app. So like Vibecode is super powerful because it allows your app to do like whatever, you know, it can do anything. It can access your camera, vibration, notification, your media, all of that stuff. And that's great. But Apple expects you to list these permissions whenever you make the app. And this is what an info.plist is. And so any permissions that you need to grant the user, you must explicitly mention beforehand and before submitting to App Store. Info.plist can also include like app icon and other just general stuff like that. The Vibecode app transfers a lot of these permissions over into your app. And so these are like packages installed that access this stuff. Want to get rid of those packages that we aren't using, and so we don't have to list that. So like this app doesn't use the camera. It has the camera package, and we want to delete that package. And then we also maybe want to add like an icon that shows up. And we can easily do that with just Cursor. I'm just going to use Cursor Auto, like just the normal cheapest AI that they offer. And so I can just say, look through my app, identify any permissions we need to add to the info.plist if there is any, and then remove the packages if we don't use them. So we're going to send that. And then we can also create a logo. So I'm going to do that in ChatGPT using the 4.0 model. Okay, so while my logo is being created, we can go back to the Cursor where it is looking through my packages and then looking through my code. Okay, this logo looks pretty good. So to make this an icon that would show up like on the like home screen of a user, we can download this, cool, and then head back to the SSH. And then we want to make a new folder, it's in the main directory. And we can call that assets, and then we can drag this photo in here, and then we can rename that to just icon.png. Cool. And it looks like Cursor is also identifying some info.plist. Okay, so it wants to remove these packages that aren't being used, so we can just run that. Okay, that looks good. Those are packages that might create that info.plist permissions error if we kept them in. It's cool. Now we can make a new chat and ask it to use the icon as the actual icon that would show up in the home screen. Okay, so I just asked it to make icon.png the icon, and so it should do that automatically by just editing app.json. Okay, cool. So I added that. And then you could just like add that yourself if you wanted. It's super simple. But in case you don't want to touch any code, yeah, you could just ask Cursor to do everything. And then after you add your icon, we want to change the name from Vibecode to whatever you want. And so we can just change it to whatever. So I'll just do moneymaker. Sounds good, whatever. And then we can do the slug and scheme as well. Okay, cool. So we should be ready to go. And so we opened up the terminal by hitting this button right here on the top right. And once we're in this terminal, we can run this command called npx test flight. And what this will do is build the app in Expo, and then Expo will automatically submit to the App Store where you can see it in your App Store Connect dashboard. So we'll run npx test flight, and it will ask to install test flight if you don't have it, and the EAS CLI. EAS is also just connected to Expo. And so yeah, it's asking me to download that. You can just press Y and enter to accept. And then it will also ask me to log into my App Store Connect account and Expo account. These instructions are super simple as well. Like it'll take just a couple steps. And so yeah, we'll wait for this to download. Okay, so it's asking me to log into EAS. Again, that's just the Expo account you created. So I'll log in right now. Okay, cool. Now it's just going to generate stuff automatically. Would you like to automatically create EAS project? Yes, we want that. And then now it'll just be like just saying yes a bunch of times because it'll ask me a lot of questions, and that's okay. And so yeah, it's making these changes here. Would you like your iOS bundle identifier to be that? And yes, we do. That is basically just like the ID for your app with App Store. And so we can enter to accept. iOS app only uses standard exempt encryption. If you don't know what that means, that is most likely yes. Would you like to log into your Apple account? Yes. And so now it's going to ask me for my Apple developer account, and we can just log into that. This is separate from your just iPhone account or your like just Apple account. This is your Apple developer account, and you have to make separately. Okay, now it's going to ask for my verification, and we can allow that, and it will give me this code, and then we can just hit device and then enter the 6-digit code, which is 123248. This will be different every time. You only have to log in one time for TestFlight and EAS. And now if I try this on another app, it should just work. And so yeah, I'll just select my team. You'll probably just have one team for you. Yeah, so we'll switch that. Okay, so it's preparing the app. It looks like it created the app on the App Store. And yes, we want to reuse our key. That is fine. Okay, now it looks like the build is in progress. So now if we go back to Expo, we can see our new project Moneymaker is here, and it's currently being built for the App Store. Okay, looks like our build has finished. Now we can go check on the submission process. That's your first time ever building a project, then it'll take a little bit of time, but after that it'll be much faster. Okay, so it looks like it successfully submitted to the App Store. And this might take like 5 to 10 minutes to show up on your App Store Connect, but we can head over there right now. Okay, so we can head over to our Apps tab. Okay, yeah, we can see Moneymaker right here, and then we can add a build. And there's our icon, and this is our build. This is our app in this current state, and we can add that. And then yeah, you can change the description, add pictures. You're gonna have to do some other things like add a privacy, add some like privacy policy and stuff like that, but that's all super simple, and you can find other guides there, and we can make them for you as well if you would find that helpful. But yeah, from here you can just submit to TestFlight if you want people to test it out, or you can just go ahead and automatically just distribute it to the App Store. And then if you ever make updates to the app and you want to ship out an update, you can just run npx testflight again. And yeah, that's how you get an app in Vibecode and take it to the App Store. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see what you guys build.